Howdy folks, are y'all in need of some Stone World luxuries? We got all your desires covered at the Senku Emporium with only the highest quality Senku brand science creations designed by the man himself. Did that fish on a stick get cold? We got microwaves. Trying to get the attention of that sparkling sister? Bulk up on some protein powder. Miss seeing TikTok drama? Make up your own. We got video cameras and internet subscriptions. And so much more. So whip out your Dragos and come on down to the Senku Emporium. You've already waited 3,700 years. You don't need to wait any longer to fill that void in your soul left behind from your smartphone addiction. I know you still feel it even after all this time. Anyway, we have a cafe stocked with all of your favorite Francois refreshments and snacks. So bring your friends and get on over to the Senku Emporium, where you can enjoy the return of civilization. Welcome to another review, but first things first, this weekend there is a chance we'll get a Dr. Stone Season 3 announcement at Jump Festa. Festa? Yeah. So we'll be covering that in detail as soon as possible if there's any news. So watch out for that, and this is your reminder to subscribe so you don't miss it. On to the review. Senku's gone on a spree, reinventing some modern technologies that were skipped along the way as they prepare for a moon mission, which has been the main goal since Treasure Island. But even before then, everything has been invented as a means of achieving a certain big goal, and not just, oh, this would be nice to have, except as a byproduct like cotton candy. So there's a lot of gaps to fill. Some requests are very fitting for the characters who requested them, or they've been referenced before. Yuzuriha gets a washing machine, which may be an odd request if you could choose anything, but she really is a huge fan of fashion and clothes-related stuff, with her reaction to the opportunity to design clothes and when she got the giant loom. And again, even those were made with bigger goals in mind, with the hot air balloon, or just trying to get some Dragos for the oil. And by the way, she is, in fact, in charge of making the spacesuits, as expected. Minami gets a video camera to add to her photo camera and her voice recorder. She's always been pretty passionate about documenting and reporting on their great journey. Now she's able to send her reports all over the world. Ryusui desires everything, but the ones he actually calls out are fitting to his personality. He wants the fanciest entertainment and relaxation, plus the luxury of not having to wait for a hot meal. Of course, Senku picks that last one, the microwave, as a more practical option. And then Taiju finally gets his smartphone. Taiju mentions it so many times throughout the story because he doesn't quite get the process of technology, and Senku was the one who gave him his first smartphone in modern times, and apparently he really took to it. A lot of this chapter is spent explaining the science of the LCD screen, and one reason is because this invention has been built up and hinted at since the beginning. But also, of all the things that they've reinvented, trying to progress back to the technology that they had at the time of petrification, the smartphone is the youngest technology of the modern world, which first came about in the 1990s with the screen much like the one that Taiju's has. And we'll take a closer look at their overall progression through technology in just a little bit. And Gin didn't ask for anything. Maybe he's noticing some intentions from Senku in giving people what they wanted, which, on a darker note, Senku might be doing this because he knows the chance of him coming back is, I wouldn't say low, but it's pretty much unknown. So it's like he's giving everyone a souvenir to remember him by. Gin has already actually made a request a long time ago when he asked Senku for some cola. He had already decided to be an ally at that point, so the cola really was just a luxury item. He probably felt bad for, again, getting the crap beat out of him on his behalf. So the only other times that Senku seemed like he was just being nice, there really was a motive. Something that they did not forget to mention in this chapter. Like, he didn't have to make glasses for Suika, but he might have just wanted her as a more reliable labor source. And then he and Francois made ice cream for Luna, but that is a time that he instantly went from sparkly to one of the most evil faces he's ever had, because he really just wanted intel on Zeno. Anyway, a last thought about the reinvention party is I just wish we could have seen a little more reaction or thoughts from the villagers about seeing these kinds of things for the first time. Something as simple as like a washing machine that just makes life a little easier, but they just never would have even thought about it. You know, they're so used to living life without any of this technology to help them out. So that's a perspective that I just think is pretty interesting. So is this the last roadmap? I think it is. Again says the order of these inventions is all topsy-turvy. And after looking at the order of inventions of the story versus the order that they were actually invented through history, I'd say Gin has a point. We're going to take a couple of different big picture looks at these roadmaps to get a better idea of the progress through the story and through actual history. Alright, so bear with me with this Photoshop presentation. It's nothing fancy. So first, what did Senku manage to do when he was alone at the beginning? A time when he was only messing around with stone tools, clay, and seashells for months, and his big achievement was making fire. And then Taiju's contribution with the grapes to make alcohol. And then during those times, they also had some nitric acid and some gunpowder before Senku made it to the village. Okay, and then up to Stone Wars, where many fundamental inventions were created. Inventions that can be applied to all sorts of things. Okay, that brings us here. Okay, and then here's what they made leading up to and including Treasure Island. And then the airplane in America. And then leading up to and including South America. And then the rest is up to now. So pretty linear, you might say. The gunpowder thing is kind of thrown in there, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Now this is a very watered down run through of the actual history of these inventions, but if I'm way off on anything, corrections will be in the description. So Senku says they have 2 million years of human progress to get back through. Well, the vast majority of that time was the Stone Age. We have stone tools, fire, clay, and they have grapes and they have wine, but they were not distilling the alcohol till much later. I say they, I mean we. I'm talking about real people this time. Okay, but we're gonna jump over to here for the Bronze Age, where we started messing around with copper. It's when we started doing lost wax casting and sailing ships. And then the Iron Age is going to be much like Senku's time in Ishigami Village. In the Iron Age, we started messing with iron. We also got water wheels and glass, although we've been using colored glass since the beginning of the Stone Age. We got gears and lathes and oil and rubbers. It's all pretty spread out. And then it's a hop, a skip, and a jump to the 1700s with electricity, steam engine, combustion engine, motorized sailboat, and the first versions of a car. It's really starting to look like some Christmas lights now, huh? Next is the 1800s. We have batteries, a light bulb, vacuum tubes, platinum, air tires, and then aluminum made from bauxite. And so the rest is the 1900s and nothing from the 2000s. So again, this is the inventions through the story. Pretty straightforward compared to inventions in real history. But like they said, it's because they were on the fast track to specifically making a rocket. So that's the review. Next chapter could be them saying goodbyes if there's no new development. Is there anything else they need to do before the launch? Luna needs to come say something to her boyfriend before he goes. Anyway, I'm excited to see what's next. So see you next time. Bye bye.